I'm going to show you how to create Python virtual environments that allow you to isolate a specific folder so that you do not have to rely on the software installed in your computer when you are developing software, and you do not unintendedly transmit dependencies to your users, and also to allow you to install software without having to pollute your system-wide installation. Create a directory called play, just to play around, cd into it, and to create a virtual environment, you run Python 3 -m for a module, and the name of the module is venv for virtual environment, and just give it a name. For example, myenv. It takes a little while, and it creates a directory called myenv. Let's see what it's in it. We see that it creates a bin, include, lib, share. In other words, something that looks identical to a regular Linux file system. What's in that bin directory? There are several things. You have pip, you have Python, and you have this activate thing. It's 3 separate terminations: node termination, .csh, and .fish. It's just a source script, a shell script, that allows you to activate into the current shell the environment that you just created. So you source it. Because I'm using bash, if you do not know what you are using, you can do echo $0. It'll tell you the shell that you are using. I'm using bash. Then I have to source the one that has no extension. Echo bin activate. Notice what's going to happen here to my prompt. You see, it creates this my-env to let me know that I am currently in my environment, the one that I just created. Let's see what happens if I run Python. And I'll try to import NumPy. Well, I don't have it. I don't have it because this is a completely clean slate that doesn't have anything. So let's install the few things that we need. Suppose that we're developing a project and it needs, say, NumPy and Pandas and Jinja 2, whatever, some modules. So we just install them. So I'm going to exit the Python prompt. I'm back to my env. I know that. The first thing, always, before using pip, update pip. So pip install pip. So I'm telling pip to install pip with a flag upgrade. It's always good to do this. You see, there were some cache entries that were stale, and it's trying to update it. And it's always do this. It's always good to start with a fresh upgrade of pip. Pip, again, is a Python package manager. So now that I have it updated, I can pip install, say, NumPy, Pandas, and Jinja 2 for templating. We'll let it run around, collect all the packages, do whatever it needs to do. It took just a few seconds. And if I do Python 3 again, I can import NumPy, I can import Pandas, I can import Jinja 2, and this is really good. When I am done with my environment, I can do whatever I want here. I can install other packages, uninstall them, install matplotlib, whatever. And when I'm done and I want to go back to my computer, one of the things that sourcing the environment did, in other words, because I am in my env, there is a thing called deactivate already in my path. Deactivate. If I do that, notice how the prompt will change. You see, it no longer is in my env. I am back at my normal computer, my normal Python, the one that I always use. If I wanted to use, and if I cd, then I cannot activate my environment. If I want to use it again, then I have to cd into the environments directory, which we call play. And we can store all the environments that we like there, and then cd to my env. And again, to activate it, source, bin, activate. It'll bring it back up. Python 3, import NumPy, for example. I'm good. I could decide that I'm developing other piece of software and that I need a new environment for it. Python 3 -m venv my other env. I go to my other env, first thing, pip. I'm sorry. Yeah, I am in my env, but I have to source bin activate this one instead. So now I'm in my other env, and then I can do pip install pip upgrade. I have an upgraded pip, and notice how in this one, Python 3 import numpy doesn't have it, because we are in my other env, even though we just installed numpy in my env, we haven't done it here. Again, I could just do it, pip install numpy. Now Python 3 import numpy works, pandas doesn't. But if I deactivate this environment, I go to my env, I source bin activated, I go to Python 3 and I import pandas here, then it does work. And so that's the idea of the various Python environments. Allow you to isolate entire environments in specific folders. Concrete applications, again, one can be you are developing software for others and want to make sure that you are starting from scratch, from a clean slate Python installation, so that your scripts download the appropriate dependencies. And you are certain that if you are able to run it in your environment, other people will be able to run it just as well. First reason. Second reason, there are a couple of nice modules that you would like to play around with, but you are not ready to bring them into your system-wide Python installation. At some point, it really becomes a matter of adopting the environments, and you can just have a default environment and never have an actual Python-wide environment. That is also a possibility. For the specific needs of people who operate a spacecraft, you could have a Python 3 environment specifically for operations that no one can update without going through an approval process. This could be done to ensure that the versions that are used for operations comply with the requirements imposed on the organization or something like that. And then we can have a separate environment to assess other tools, maybe for another release of our operation software. And anyway, so those are the uses of the virtual environments. They are very useful, and it does pay off to play around a little bit more with them.